Today I want to talk about one of Seiko's most talked about divers, the SPB143. I've had this watch for over a year now and I wanted to give my honest thoughts. I'm gonna break down 4 key reasons why this watch still offers incredible value for a modern dive watch, but is it enough and does it still hold up in 2024 after the introduction of the SPB453? Stay until the end of this video and find out. In recent years, a number of contenders have emerged for the title of Best Value Dive Watch. Options like the Seiko Turtle, the Citizen Pro Master Diver, and the Omega Seamaster come to mind. But when Seiko released their SPB line, especially the SPB143 in 2020, it became clear that this wasn't just another affordable diver. It was something more refined. Taking inspiration from Seiko's legendary 62 Mas, the SPB143 combines modern specifications with a touch of vintage charm. But with so many options out there, what exactly makes the Seiko SPB143 worth owning? And why has it gained such popularity among watch enthusiasts? Let's start with reason number 1, the build quality. Seiko's reputation for rugged dive watches is well deserved, and the SPB143 isn't any different. The stainless steel case feels solid in hand with a well executed mix of brushed and polished surfaces that add a premium touch. With 200 meters of water resistance, a screw-down crown and a solid case back, this watch is built to perform. And while I haven't tested it to 200 meters myself, I usually stop around the deep end of the pool, it definitely feels like it could handle anything you throw at it. Seiko didn't cut any corners here, and it shows in the overall quality of the case. Speaking about the case, it measures 40.5mm in diameter, which is a sweet spot for most wrists. The lug-to-lug distance is 47.6mm, allowing it to sit comfortably without overhanging on a smaller wrists. With a thickness of just 13.2mm, it strikes a good balance between being robust but not too bulky. It also features 20mm lug width, making strap changes easy for those who like to customize their watches. The grey sunburst style is subtle but incredibly attractive, catching the light just right without being too flashy. The applied hour markers are sharp, well finished and filled with Seiko's impressive Lumi-Bright. The combination of the simple, no-nonsense layout with the date window at 3 o'clock keeps the design balanced and functional. The domed sapphire crystal with an anti-reflective coating on the inner surface adds to that vintage-inspired look while providing modern scratch resistance. When you hold this watch, you can tell it's made to last, and Seiko's attention to detail is evident everywhere you look. By the way, if you're enjoying this review so far, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. It helps me a lot. Thanks. Now, moving smoothly from the case to what makes this thing tick, reason number 2, the movement. Inside we've got Seiko's in-house 6R35 automatic movement. The 70-hour power reserve is a real highlight here, meaning you can take this watch off for the weekend, forget about it, and it will be still ticking when Monday rolls around. That's perfect for those of us who, let's be honest, sometimes forget to put a watch back on for a couple of days. It beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour, which isn't ultra high, but honestly, this thing just works. It's the Toyota Camry of movements, if you will. Reliable, efficient, and you know it'll keep running for years without a hitch. You can expect solid timekeeping performance within the standard range of plus 25 to minus 15 seconds per day, which is perfectly reasonable for a watch in this category. While there's no exhibition case back to show off the movement, knowing you've got a dependable workhouse under the hood is all the reassurance you need. Speaking of reassurance, nothing says wear me all day like a good bracelet. So let's jump into reason number 3, the bracelet. Now, Seiko hasn't always been known for its bracelets. In the past, they've been a bit, let's say, forgettable. But not this time. The bracelet on the SPB143 feels sturdy, with solid end links and a clasp that actually inspires confidence. Plus, it has a micro adjustment on the clasp, which means you can get that perfect fit. The brushed finish on the bracelet matches the case beautifully, and the slight taper adds a touch of refinement that you don't always see at this price point. Sure, it's not quite up to Rolex level finishing, but neither is the price tag. So it's comfortable and functional, which is what really matters when you're wearing it all day. No rattles, no cheap feel, just a solid, well-executed, practical bracelet that makes the watch a joy to wear. But let's face it, practicality isn't always everything when it comes to watches. That's why my final reason for owning the SPB is a bit more subjective. The watch is simply cool. The design is inspired by Seiko's original 62 mass dive watch from the 60s, which means it has vintage vibes with all the modern upgrades. That grey somber style, subtle but striking. The applied markers and hands filled with Seiko's signature Lume Bright ensure this thing lights up like a lighthouse when the sun goes down. And that domed sapphire crystal, it's the kind of detail that'll make you smile every time you check the time. The SPB143 has that rare ability to be both a tool watch and a stylish everyday piece. This watch is a real gem in the dive watch world. It's tough enough for any adventure, reliable thanks to the 6R35 movement, comfortable on the wrist and effortlessly cool. Don't get me wrong, the $1,200 is a considerable sum for many, but for watch enthusiasts who are more than just ordinary people, we are unreasonable collectors, this price point offers a timepiece that delivers a look and feel at least 10 times beyond its value. Plus, it's one of those watches that only true enthusiasts will recognize and appreciate. And let's face it, that adds an extra bit of enjoyment. So if you're looking for a dive watch that delivers on quality without breaking the bank, this is still one of the best options available in 2024.